Hello everyone, my name is Sagar and in this video we'll see how we can use adaptive cards using our email. So what we'll do, we'll create a scenario. So the scenario would be, basically I will send an, so basically assume I need to submit my expense report, submit my expense report, okay, and then an email should trigger, okay. And inside email, I will use this card designer, Actionable, designer, where my manager can either approve or reject. Okay, based on that, I need to get the email that whether my request is approved or not. So let me create the complete flow, then you will understand it more. So for that, let me go to my solution first. Yeah, so let me go to flow. Now, even before creating a flow, let me search for my designer. So here I can go to this Actionable messages designer and I can select a particular designer and I will leverage that into my you know flow. Okay, so here I will choose this expense approval. Okay, and we click on next here. So what I will do, basically I will make it simple, so that's why I can delete this, delete. I can delete this one as well. From here also you can see what is being deleted. So again, let me click this, and here I will delete everything. Okay, here I can say that, so basically this text can be dynamic as well. So let me write my name here, and here I can say, here let me not change anything else. Okay, you can simply edit and write your own, and this amount and everything you can change it. Okay, and let me keep the date as 2019 only. Okay, now here you can see, you can preview. Now inside your Outlook you will get an email like this. Okay, now I think what I can do, so basically whenever this accept and reject will happen, so at that time also certain event should be triggered, right? So here if you click on this one, accept, so what you are getting, the type is HTTP and it is going to navigate to this URL, method is this, header body. Now I will exit. Okay, now let me go to my this accept here. Okay, here basically if it will accept, where it is going to redirect. So currently it is going to redirect to Microsoft URL, but I need it to get basically triggered to a particular HTTP request. So what I will do, for now just follow me. If you didn't understand, once the flow will be built in next 10 minutes, then you will understand the complete. So here I can click an instant flow, and I can simply, let me skip this. And here the first thing I will do is I need to select my trigger. So I'm going to select this particular trigger. I will write here, yeah, request. Okay, so I'm going to leverage this one. I'll click on this. Okay, now here the first thing is that like I will select anyone. Okay, because I want this can be triggered from anywhere. I don't want it to be specifically run into a particular tenant and all this. Okay, and here inside my method, let me select post, because I will post data to this particular flow. I can call it as SC perform action. Okay, something like this. And now the next step would be, let me click on new step here, and I can say compose. I can say compose here, and basically here I can retrieve the response. So I'm going to select this one, body one. Okay, now once this will be done, I need to save this. I will get a URL once I save this. So my flow is about to save, and then I should get this HTTP post URL. Okay. So I'll wait for some time. Okay, here this one is saved, so I can now copy this URL. So basically when the user will, inside the email, when the user will click on accept, so it should redirect me to here. Okay, this flow should be triggered. Okay. Similarly, when the user will reject, at that time also, I need my user to redirect to this particular flow. Click on reject. Okay. Inside, let me click on reject. So here if you see, I'm into my reject. So here is a HTTP action here. Okay, so come down. You can change this URL simply. Okay. Now what I have specified, when the user will approve, it should redirect to this particular URL. Similarly for reject scenario as well. But we also need to set up. So we also need to set up the body. So basically when the user will accept, so I can do that. I'm going to send a payload. So basically this would be a post right here. So what I'm doing in a nutshell, when the user will click on this accept button, I want this flow to be triggered. Okay. So what I can do, if the user will click here accept, it simply means my result will be accepted, right? So I can say this my result. I will create a sample JSON here. So I can say result approved, you are all good, something like this. Okay. So let me make it somewhat nicer. Okay, now when the user will click on accept, so basically this will trigger it, okay, inside this flow. Now I also need to specifically tell, my authorization and content type as well. For that I can add a header here, and inside my header what I can do, I can provide the authorization here, AUTHORIZATION. Okay. Similarly, when I will reject, let me come here. Here also, I will need to add a new header. Here also, I will need authorization. Let me remove this. Okay. Now, apart from this, I also need to specify what would be my content type. So this would be application JSON. Okay, that we have in other protocols. So I can write here content, C17 content type. Let me copy this, and I'm going to paste this one here as well. Click here on accept. Will come here. I will add a new header. I will come here and I will say content type. Now I will tell the actual value of my content type. That is nothing application JSON. Okay, let me copy this application JSON here, and I can come here. I can complete this. Okay, all right. Now let me go back to first one. So here everything is done. Basically, it will point to this particular URL. This is my body. Okay. And here authorization is there, my content type also have specified. Now for reject scenario, I have already provided URL, but I haven't done body yet. Okay, now I need to complete my body. So for this one, what I can simply do, I can simply edit this body here. So this is my sample JSON. Okay, here what I can do, I can specify this, and I will specify it here. Here I will say this is rejected because something like this. Okay, now I will get this particular body. So here I need to close this one as well. So I can close it here. All right, now it is ready. Okay, so here I can verify everything. For example, this is the URL. Method would be post. Content type is application JSON. Okay, result will be something like this. And similarly, when I will click on my reject and when I will submit this, I should get this inside my body. Okay, application type. Okay, now this looks good to me. Now what I can do, I can come back here, and if you will click on this edit JSON payload, so you can get your complete payload from here. Okay, you can grab it and use it. Now let me come back to my flow. Okay, let me complete this flow. So now here I can add a new step here. So basically which will send me an email. So I can say here Outlook. Inside my Outlook I can say send an email. Let me select this. You can search for send an email. Okay, for now I can hard code my user. Status of your expense report. Say hi. Your report status, something like this. I will show you practically what is being used for what. Just be with me for some time. And here I can pass this output. Now my this flow is completed. Okay. But now I also need one more flow which will send me this request. Okay, now let's create this particular flow. So let me wait for this one to get saved. Now this one is saved. So what I will do, let me duplicate the tab. I will go to my solution and here I will go to object section. I will start my flow. I can say a new, and this would be my manual flow. You can hook this flow with your Power Apps or something like to build a real life application. But for now, I'll be manually triggering it. I will say skip. I'm going to select manual button here. So I'll say manually trigger my flow, trigger this. Here I will basically add a new step. What I will do, I will simply have my compose where I'm going to copy my this payload. Okay, so what I mean by that is I will go to my Actionable Messenger Designer and here I can copy this and I can paste it. Okay, now I can give some name. I can rename this. I can say this as Actionable. Okay, now here this is my message, but now I need to specifically add my script attributes. So what I can do, I can add one more compose here. Here what I will do, I will simply start my script. Here I will say type equals to. Here I can specify application. Be very careful. Then I can write here adaptive card plus JSON, and I will close. Then once I'm specifying this, then I can get this actionable message. So here I will get the output of my actionable message. Then I can close my script tag here. So I can say script is closed. Now I will add a new step here. And this time I'm going to use again my send an email one. So I will use Outlook here. Send an email. So here I'm going to send email to myself. I will say subject then send expense request. Here I can write okay, so here what I will do, I will change it to this code view, and here I can get the output of this compose. Okay, I will simply say compose here, and I think that is Okay, let me save and trigger this flow. Then we'll see whether it's working or not. And I could call this flow as submit expense report, something like that. Okay, so let me call it as submit expense report, save. All right, let me trigger it. I can say test. I'm going to manually trigger it. We are triggering it manually, but for real case scenarios, we can call this flow from our any kind of application. So I will say run flow, done, and I will wait for some time. So basically it will send me an email. Now if I check my inbox here, okay, here I'm getting this beautiful email. Okay, for example, expense report by Sagar is pending for your approval. Now if I will accept this report, that user will get email automatically. Now currently I should get the email. So here if you can see, I'm getting email because I have hard coded my user. I only have one email ID at the moment. It says that your report status approved, you are all good. Okay, now let me send another request and this time I will reject it. So let me again say test it out. So this is simply just a prototype. For real life scenarios, we'll need to consider a few other things. Now if you see, I have again got my email and this time I will reject it. I will say, please change something like I'm providing some random comment here. Please change request state on date. And I will submit this. When I will reject this, the user will get an email. So here if you can see, this is rejected. Please change, please, for example, it is telling me the reason. Now let me tell you end to end what we did just to summarize. Our first task was to create a actionable message designers. Okay, so we use out of the box. We can even create our own. Okay, we can start from blank. Here we can add text box images and etc etc. Okay, now the main thing is that for our submit button, okay, we have this HTTP request. So here the first thing is that we have specified a URL. So this is nothing, this is URL of my this flow. Okay, we'll talk about this flow after some time once I complete this actionable. Then I specified this is my body. Okay, and then I told my authorization here blank. Okay, my content type would be application JSON. Okay, so this is actually my application JSON. Okay, now second thing is that when I reject this, okay, at that time also I'm doing same thing. I'm going to call this URL. I'm going to pass this body. Okay, and here also I'm providing authorization and content. Okay, now once this is done, okay, then the second part would be, let me come to my main flow. Okay, then I will simply copy all thing from this edit JSON payload. I'll go to my flow. I'm triggering my flow manually. You can use Power Apps or some other application to call this flow. The basic summary of this flow is to send email with something like with this GUI. Okay, and here I have simply pasted my this Actionable message designer payload. Okay, then here I have specified my script type would be application / adaptive cart plus JSON. Then I simply close my script. Then I simply send email with this title and blah blah. Okay, now this request has come here. Okay, now when I will click on these two buttons, I have already specified into my designer what should be triggered. So basically now this flow should be triggered. Okay, now inside this flow, as this can be triggered by anyone here, so it is going to use post. So it is going to pass payload here, and then from this payload I am simply passing my message into another email. Okay, that is the complete end-to-end flow, especially for actionable messages designer, how we can leverage this inside our Power Automate. So thank you for watching this video.